And we're down here with head coach Ben McLaughlin. Coach, season's just barreling along off of your bye week. How's things going?
Yeah, I was actually talking with Coach Bachman the other day just about how fast these weeks go, and so we're here at the end of it. You're in November, and I told my team it's really fun to be playing meaningful games in November. You're having a good season if you're in that position, and we're thankful to be there.
Look, you talk about a meaningful game. A year ago, season didn't quite go to let you wanted to. You lost some close games. This year, you've won those games, including the one a couple of weeks ago that we'll get into. But how's the mindset around here, knowing that you guys are playing for something the next couple of weekends?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you win, it brings energy. You know, people can show up to practice. It makes it a lot of fun to come to work, and so the process is there, and we're trying to get better every single day. We've got a lot of young kids that don't even know what we did last year, so this is all they know, and that's kind of fun as well. So getting everybody kind of used to this is what we're going to do on a year-to-year basis. We want to be playing in meaningful games at the end of the season, and so that's the goal, and we're, like I said, lucky to be here this year.
You guys were in a meaningful one a couple of weeks ago, right before the bye. We talked about it a little bit earlier. That's one of those that we on the media side call it on paper. Wasn't supposed to be as close as it was, but take me through a little bit of that.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, we've got a game coming up here in a couple of weeks that on paper it looked the other way when you look at Ottawa. So we're glad that you don't play football games on paper. And Texas College came in 2 weeks ago and played a great game. It was a tough fought defensive battle that had a lot of key special teams plays, a lot of timely offensive plays for us in the fourth quarter, and we were talking off air there. But as an offensive coordinator, you get frustrated. We didn't play our best game as an offense, but as a head coach, understanding how all three phases of the game came together and pulled together to win a gritty defensive matchup makes you really proud and shows the kind of character that I think our team has and is building. And it's definitely a win that you can build off of from a program standpoint.
Look, a wise coach once told me, you don't lose, you win or you learn.
That's right.
And what do you get? What did you take out of that game as far as character-wise with these guys?
Yeah, the biggest thing I took out of that is when you have one of those games where one side of the ball is playing extremely well and the other one is not, for whatever reason. You get nervous because sometimes on the sideline you can hear it, you can see some finger pointing and one thing I was so proud of is our sideline was glued up. Defense was always encouraging the offense was always giving defense high fives when they were dominating that whole game. And so when you stand back and look at it, that's what I'm so proud of, because it lets you know that when you get in these battles, this game would be a lot easier if we won every game 50-0, but at the end of the day, there's going to be adversity, there's going to be mountains and valleys, and knowing that when we get into a valley that we've got the character that I think we can pull out of that and win those type of games either way makes me proud. And so again, I think it's a character building win for us. I think it's a program culture building win for us, and hopefully that some of that momentum can carry over into this week.
Look, I'll tell you, a character building win is much better than a moral victory.
You're right.
Because there are a lot of times that you come out of this and lose a game and you say, well, we did this, and they don't keep records of either of those. Coach, what do you think that you were able to do in this 2 weeks that you've been off, healing up wise, maybe instilling some new things?
Yeah, I mean, it really, having a late bye week is interesting. Most people have that bye week in weeks 3 or 4, and so you kind of get ready for the remainder of the season. But here we had a really good chance to like you said, heal up here at the end of the season. We had 2 really physical practices last week, and so we kind of looked at it as a whole staff and said, what do we need to do? What self-autopsies that we need to do, self-analysis to tendencies, and really gives us a unique end of the season opportunity to kind of sit down, reset, see what we've got to improve on, see what we need to install for the remaining 2 games. And we did that, and then let the kids have a long 3-day weekend. Some of them got to go home and kind of recharge their batteries too. In college, some of these kids hadn't they hadn't been home in 2 months, and so we really feel like it's going to give us that extra energy to push through here these last 2 weeks and have our best 2 weeks showing.
Look, you got a big one this week. It's Senior Day as well, and take me through some of the emotion of that.
Yeah, the last game, of the guys, these seniors here have been here for 4 years. We're a part of that conference championship when they shared the title 2 years ago, and it's and then what I'm proud of them is they, last year obviously didn't go the way we wanted, but these guys stuck through it, stuck with me here, and so happy to see them this year now be able to reap some of the fruits of that labor that they had by sticking through us. So their last game here, we're able to honor them, and we're also going to bring back a lot of old alums. We're kind of recognizing the 25th anniversary of that original 2000 Wildcat team that came here, when there was nothing, there wasn't a practice field. So it's a really cool moment for me as an alum myself of sending out these seniors that mean a lot to me, that helped me in my first 2 years here, but also getting to bring back some old friends and let our current guys see the foundation that this thing's built on. So it's going to be a really special day. Hopefully we can put on a good showing for the fans and come out with a win, but going to be a really cool day for the entire program.
That's such a good point. When you were hired on, the things that floated around was there's nobody that bleeds more orange and blue than Coach Ben McLaughlin does. And the recent post you made over the last week, the organization towards the alumni, how important is it to let the alumni know that, hey, this is your Louisiana college?
Yeah, it's super important to me. I mean, we're a small university, and so we don't have a lot of the support staff, and the alumni reach out. So it all kind of gets put on us as a coaching staff to make sure. And if you don't watch out when you get in the thick of things, you're just trying to win ball games, you can overlook some of those things. And so I told those guys it's one of my number one initiatives is to make sure that the past is glued up to the present. I mean, that's and again, in 20 years, hopefully, when somebody else is sitting at this desk, I hope somebody carries that on and keeps me glued up to that team at that point as well. So it's very important, and I don't think we've done a great job of that. I haven't done a great job of that in my first year, and so we're really going to push forward and try to keep these guys and just keep those guys that came through and that want to be connected to this place. And again, even as important as letting our current guys see, sometimes it can be easy to be ungrateful for things that we wish we had. And like, no, guys, these guys came here and they didn't have even a practice field, and honoring those people and it's going to be important to me and always will, and we're going to push forward to that every single year.
Look, that's just great stuff. When the high school season starts to wind down, it makes it tougher on you because there's a few recruiting visits that are left on there. One of those got pushed away on there. How's recruiting going?
It's good. It's recruiting's the lifeblood here, and so I've got a staff that works so hard, so diligent, and just trying to. Recruiting is weird. The game's changing in college recruiting on a month-by-month basis. It seems like with all the new rules and everything, and so. But I think we've done a great job of getting our name out there, our brand out there. We've been in about every school in Louisiana. We're reaching out into some of the metropolitan Houston, the DFW, and Georgia, and so we're really trying to bring in the best talent around here, and also make sure that we uncover every rock in the state of Louisiana, because that's going to be that's our home base here. And so we're going to have some official visits coming in January where we're getting some kids on campus, but it's going to be good because once our season's over, our coaches especially get to get out and see a lot of playoff games and see some of those guys and some of those meaningful ball games. And so you're going to see our logo around, so watch out. You may see an LCU coach on the sideline of whatever high school you're attending on Friday night.